Hello and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. In many ways, visiting Cuba is like taking a step back in time. The 11 million people who live here represent a fusion of indigenous, African, and European influences. Yet, few things on the island are more uniquely Cuban than the Camel Bus. They are semi-trailer trucks that have been retrofitted into buses, capable of carrying hundreds of passengers at a time.
El Camel es un carro de alto rendimiento. Transporta una cantidad de pasajeros descomunal. Y son carros que se rompen poco, rinden trabajo, siempre que se cuiden y le pongan sentido de pertenencia y lo amen. Porque todo en la vida tiene que tener un poquito de amor, si no, no funciona.
On the inside, Cameos are hardly indistinguishable from other passenger buses. They have seats, door controls, and bars that passengers can hold onto when they need to stand. The interior is purposely sparse, as during peak times, a Cameo can hold up to 200 passengers at once. The exterior shows the unique two-hump design that gave the Cameos their name. And since these were made in the 90s out of even older parts, many appear weathered and battered from decades of service.
A ver, es práctico y luce mejor el carro. El trailer luce más bello. Porque esos trailers cuadrados, un ejemplo, los que tiene el Black Roca, los que tienen el ministerio, son unas cosas cuadradas, no tienen sentido. Esto le da un sentido, desde un punto de vista, lo hace bello. Porque es un diseño único.
The drivers, as well as the buses themselves, are quite humble. This reinforces a common trend in Cuban culture, which often shuns things that are glamorous or high-tech for those that are practical and reliable. Before each journey, Camel buses require careful inspection and maintenance, both inside and out. As they did in the 90s, drivers and mechanics check the engines, tires, and brakes often, improvising repairs due to the shortage of spare parts.
En el 2012, cuando fui a vivir para San Cristóbal, armé un camello, que era el camello San Cristóbal, Candelaria, San Cristóbal, San José. Estuve casi 5 años en la ruta de San José y después pasé para el camello La Habana, que es el que tenemos hoy en día, el único que queda en Occidente.
To keep the last true Cameo running, the team performs regular routine maintenance, such as oil changes, and engine tune-ups more frequently than one might with a newer model bus. The 40-year-old vehicles have already driven hundreds of thousands of miles or more and often need to travel between 8 and 10 hours per day. This is another benefit to using tractor trailers, as these can drive for up to 1,000,000 miles if properly maintained. As in the old days, proper equipment is hard to come by. Fortunately, the drivers are used to making do with what they have. Camellos is still an essential mode of transport for Cubans of all income levels. Hardworking Camel bus drivers are likewise considered blue-collar heroes. They not only maintain the bus, but navigate overcrowded streets to ensure passengers can make it to work or school safely. For a Camel bus driver, the day starts early. Most of the time, they will drive a preset route. As hundreds of people have come to rely on them for their daily commutes.
Bueno, los papeles de este carro son de 148 pasajeros. Porque realmente nunca vienen los 148, pero sí se aproximan a los 100 pasajeros de transportación. Ahora últimamente ha mermado un poco por los arrendados. Los carros arrendados le hacen mucho daño al camello. Bueno, es lo mismo transportarse en una guagua que en un camello. Pero cuando la cosa está dura de verdad, el que dice lo que hay es el camello.
At each stop, the bus driver walks into the rear to collect money from the passengers. On busy days, this can slow down the process. Once ticketing is completed, the Camel makes its way to the next stop. For decades, these buses have played an integral role in connecting rural areas with major cities and towns. Some stops are busier than others, especially as the Camel approaches the city. In Cuba, people often live in rural areas and commute into town in order to work. The drivers often joke that the Camel is the great equalizer. Everyone rides, rich and poor, farmers, students, and professionals. While many see the Camel as a relic to be replaced, many Cubans consider it a part of their culture to be appreciated and preserved. It may not be the most glamorous way to travel, but it gets the job done, which is all most passengers ask. Bus transportation is becoming increasingly critical to transportation infrastructure worldwide, especially in densely populated countries like India, China, and Pakistan. Globally, it is estimated that 3.5 to 5 billion people rely on bus transportation each year. Whether traveling in style or with the bare minimum, ultimately, all that really matters is that you get to where you're going. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.